Welcome to my top tips on how to overhaul your finances. Wait! Don't go anywhere. This is really important, and we are talking big money. Typically, families who've never done this before on average earnings can save £1,000, £2,000 or £3,000 a year. Now you're watching. Step 1. Clinically assess your finances. If you spend more than you earn, one of two things will happen. Either you will start to eat up your savings or you'll start to build up debt. So you have to know which is bigger, your spending or your earnings. The way to do it is with a budget. The problem, most budgets are bumpcum. Why? Well, they look at a typical month's expenditure, but we don't spend by the month. We have our daily coffees, our weekly shop, our annual holidays, Christmas, £600 a year, that's £50 a month. Do a decent budget and you have to factor all of that in. Step 2, pain-free savings. This is about cutting your bills without cutting backs, working through every single element of your finances to see if you can save money. Now, don't just think this is the traditional things like credit cards and mortgages. There's also council tax, contact lenses. If you spend on them, you can save. I'm going to take you through some of the top ways to save right now. If you pay for childcare and you're a single person who works more than 16 hours a week, or you're a couple and you both work more than 16 hours a week, and you earn less than £40,000 family income, then you should definitely check out whether you're eligible for childcare tax credit. Now, this is no small amount. The average payout is £3,000 a year. And even if you can't get that, then take a look at childcare vouchers too. Car insurance. Never, ever, 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 ever simply auto-renew when it comes through. You're wasting a fortune. In fact, often if you go to the same company and get a quote as a new customer, you'll find it hundreds of pounds cheaper. Instead, combine the comparison services to get quotes from everywhere. Then see if you can get hidden cashback from cashback websites. Credit cards. If you've got existing debts on cards, it's crucial you deal with them and you deal with them now. 4 steps. 1, try and lower your interest rate, either by getting a new balance transfer deal or by calling your existing provider and saying, can I shift debts to you from other cards, and if I do, will you give me a cheap rate? 2, pay off the highest interest rate debts first. Just do the minimums on everything else and focus all your cash at clearing the debt that's costing you the most. Step 3, stop borrowing any more. It won't help. And step 4, if you're really struggling and in debt crisis, get help from one of the non-profit debt counselling agencies, Citizens Advice Bureau, Consumer Credit Counselling Service, National Debt Line. If you regularly travel on the train, the way to save money is to take the logic book and throw it out of the window. One example, split ticketing. I remember once checking out a price for a journey from London to Penzance. Standard price, £257. But if instead you chose to buy a ticket from London to Plymouth, where the train stopped, then on to Penzance, back to Plymouth, back to London, yet it's the same seat, the same train, the same time. Yet instead of a cost of £257, by buying the constituent tickets, the cost, £50. Gas and electricity. There's been a hidden price war. If you've not switched in the last 6 months, you won't have heard about it, because the standard prices that most people pay have remained totally unchanged. Yet, elsewhere, providers have been ferociously battling with each other to be the cheapest online tariff. While the average price is £1,200, the cheapest online tariff for the equivalent, £900, £300 cheaper. How do you access it? Compare, ditch and switch. Step 3. Once you've finished all the pain-free savings, it's time to go back to your budget and then look at whether you're now balanced. Are you still spending more than you earn, or is everything okay? If it's okay, hooray, bye-bye, you can go now, it's all done. If it's not, then it's time to carry on to step 4. Ouch. Step 4, painful savings. If you're here, you're spending more than you earn, and that means you need to cut back. Whether it's small things like a cup of coffee at work, whether it's flogging what you've got, or whether it's doing an absolute moratorium on all spending apart from for heating, food and transport. Quick tip, things that you spend regularly, there are 4 golden numbers: 12, 52, 250 and 365. If you spend something once a month, multiply it by 12 to get the annual cost. 52 and 365 are easy. 250 if you do it every day at work. £2 a day at work on a cup of coffee, £500 a year. Step 5, the piggy banking budgeting technique. Now look, it's pretty easy on paper to work out a budget where your spending and your earnings are balanced. The problem is sticking to it. The technique I came up with to help on that is called piggy banking, because you set up lots of little accounts for your main expenditure, say Christmas, holidays, bills and saving for a new sofa. Then, when you get paid each month, use a standing order to move money into those other accounts. Now your actual bank account tells you what you've got to spend. And when you come to going on holiday, look in the holidays account. If it's got 200 quid in it, that's how much you can afford to spend. It may be less than you want, but at least you know you won't be blowing your budget. That's it. I do hope it helps. And remember, don't be scared of finance. It isn't that difficult. You may take a little bit of time, but the amount that you can save by overhauling your finances, well, if you spent a day doing it, it'd probably be the best paid day of the year.